Zoroastrianism is one of the ancient religions of the world. Although it has nearly disappeared, many of its rituals and traditions still live on in other religions. It is one of the world's oldest monotheistic religions. It began in ancient Iran, a land of vast plains and mountains. Its story starts with a prophet named Zoroaster, or Zarathustra, in his native language. For centuries, this faith was the official religion of mighty empires that ruled much of the ancient world. It shaped the lives of millions of people and left a lasting mark on history. The core ideas of Zoroastrianism focused on a single wise God, and the constant battle between good and evil were revolutionary for their time. This ancient belief system provided a moral compass that guided kings, priests, and common people alike through the complexities of life and the universe. Some believe he lived around 1500 BCE, making his teachings incredibly ancient. Others place him closer to 600 BCE, which would make him a contemporary of other major religious figures. The traditions themselves say he lived 258 years before Alexander the Great. But this is also difficult to prove with certainty. He was born in the eastern part of the Iranian plateau, possibly in what is now modern-day Afghanistan or Tajikistan. He was a priest in the old polytheistic religion of the region, which involved many gods and complex rituals that he eventually came to question and reform. Zoroaster's life changed forever when he received a series of divine visions. According to tradition, at the age of 30, he was by a river when a shining being appeared before him. This being, named Vohu Mana, or Good Mind, led him into the presence of the one true God, Ahura Mazda. At the heart of Zoroastrian theology is a powerful and wise creator god named Ahura Mazda. The name means wise Lord. Ahura Mazda is the source of all goodness, light, truth, and order in the universe. He is not a distant, unfeeling creator, but an entirely benevolent being, deserving of humanity's worship and devotion. He is the ultimate reality, the uncreated spirit from which all positive aspects of existence flow. Zoroaster's vision presented Ahura Mazda as the supreme being, standing above all other spiritual forces. This was a radical departure from the pantheon of gods worshipped by the early Iranians, establishing a form of monotheism that was unique in the ancient world. Opposing Ahura Mazda is an equally powerful but destructive spirit named Angra Mainyu, also known as Ahriman. Angra Mainyu means destructive spirit or evil spirit. He is the origin of all darkness, chaos, lies, and death. He is not a fallen angel or a subordinate of God. Instead, he is the uncreated, co-eternal opposite of Ahura Mazda. The entire universe is a battlefield where the forces of Ahura Mazda, that is good, and Angra Mainyu, that is evil, are locked in a cosmic struggle. This concept, known as dualism, explains the presence of suffering, disease, and injustice in the world. This cosmic battle is not just happening in the heavens. It takes place within every human heart and in every corner of the world. Zoroastrianism teaches that human beings are not mere spectators in this grand conflict. Instead, they are the key soldiers on the side of good. Every person is born with free will, the ability to choose between right and wrong. This freedom of choice is a central pillar of the faith. Humans are not predestined to be good or evil. They must actively decide to align themselves with Ahura Mazda and the principles of truth and order, known as Asha, or fall into the path of falsehood and chaos, known as Druj, which is championed by Angra Mainyu. The world as we know it is a mixture of these two opposing forces. It was created pure by Ahura Mazda but was later attacked and corrupted by Angra Mainyu. The purpose of human life is to help restore the world to its original, perfect state. By choosing to live a righteous life, individuals contribute to the eventual victory of good over evil. This belief gives profound meaning to human actions, as every moral choice has cosmic significance. It transforms daily life into an active participation in the divine plan, empowering each person to be an agent of positive change and a warrior for the forces of light. To navigate the battlefield of life support Ahura Mazda, Zoroastrians follow a simple yet profound moral code. This code is summarized in the threefold rule Humata, Hukta, Farshta. This translates to good thoughts, good words, good deeds. This principle is the practical application of the faith's core ethics. Righteousness is not just an abstract idea, it must be practiced in every aspect of life. It begins in the mind with cultivation of positive thoughts. By focusing on truth, kindness, order, a person lays the foundation for a virtuous life and resists the corrupting influence of Angra Mainyu. Good thoughts, humata, are the starting point for righteous action. Emphasis on mental purity and clarity. Be encouraged to think rationally, seek wisdom, maintain a positive mindset focused on truth and justice. Thoughts shape character and lead to words and actions. By consciously choosing to reject thoughts of anger, greed, envy, deceit, an individual aligns their mind with Ahura Mazda. This mental battle is the first line of defense and a sacred duty for believers. From good thoughts flow good words, hukta. The spoken word holds immense power. Speech should be truthful, honest, constructive. Lying is one of the greatest sins. It is a direct manifestation of Druj and Angra Mainyu. Believers are taught to speak with kindness, keep their promises, avoid slander, avoid gossip, avoid harmful speech. The holy book of Zoroastrianism is called the Avesta. It is a collection of sacred texts written in an ancient Iranian language known as Avestan. The Avesta is not a single book written at one time, but a compilation of different materials composed over many centuries. It contains hymns, prayers, laws, teachings that form the foundation of Zoroastrian belief and ritual. For followers, the Avesta is the primary source of divine wisdom and guidance, containing the words of the prophet Zoroaster and the revelations he received from Ahura Mazda. It is the central scripture that has preserved the faith's core doctrines through thousands of years of history. Within the Avesta, the most ancient and sacred section is the Gathas. The Gathas are a collection of 17 hymns believed to have been composed by Zoroaster himself. These texts are written in an older, more difficult form of the Avestan language, which linguists call Gathic Avestan. They are considered the direct words of the prophet and contain the purest expression of his original teachings. They are deeply philosophical and poetic, exploring themes of God, creation, free will, the struggle between good and evil, and the ultimate destiny of humanity. Zoroastrianism rose to prominence during the Achaemenid Empire, circa 550 to 330 BCE, founded by Cyrus the Great. Cyrus's inscriptions reflect the faith's core values, truth and order, Asha. He was known for his tolerance and respect for local customs and religions. Darius the Great was explicit in his devotion. In the Behistun inscription, Darius credits the grace of Ahura Mazda. Darius says he fought against the lie, Druji. Zoroastrianism became the state religion and spread across the empire. Symbols and ideas spread across the vast empire. The Golden Age ended with Alexander's invasion in 330 BCE. Alexander's conquest devastated Persia, palaces and libraries burned. The library at Persepolis and many sacred texts were lost. After Alexander, the Seleucid Hellenistic dynasty ruled Iran. The Parthian Empire revived Iranian culture and religion. Parthians preserved scattered Zoroastrian texts and traditions. The Sasanian Empire overthrew the Parthians and made Zoroastrianism the official state religion. The connection between Zoroastrianism and Judaism is a fascinating chapter in religious history. The first significant contact occurred in 539 BCE, when Cyrus the Great conquered the Babylonian Empire. The Babylonians had previously conquered the kingdom of Judah and had exiled many of its people to Babylon. In a famous act of tolerance, recorded in the book of Ezra, Cyrus issued a decree allowing the exiled Jews to return to their homeland and rebuild their temple in Jerusalem. This act earned him the title of a Messiah, or Anointed One, in the book of Isaiah, a remarkable honor for a non-Jewish king. This period of Persian rule, known as the post-exilic period, was a formative time for Judaism. For about 200 years, many Jews lived under the influence of the Zoroastrian-led Achaemenid Empire. During this time, they were exposed to Persian religious ideas and concepts. Scholars have pointed out that certain beliefs which become more prominent in Judaism during and after this period have parallels in Zoroastrianism. This does not mean that Judaism simply borrowed these ideas, but that the interaction may have stimulated the development of similar concepts within Jewish thought as it evolved. The shared cultural and political environment likely fostered a cross-pollination of ideas. One of the most significant areas of possible influence is eschatology, the theology of the end times. Zoroastrianism has a highly developed eschatology, including a final judgment, the resurrection of the dead, and the ultimate triumph of good over evil. The idea of a savior figure, the Saoshyant, who will be born at the end of time to lead the final battle against evil, is a key Zoroastrian belief. These concepts, a final judgment, bodily resurrection, and a messianic figure who ushers in a new world, become much more defined in Jewish literature from the Second Temple period onward, suggesting a possible dialogue with Persian religious thought. Another area of similarity is the development of angelology and demonology. Zoroastrianism has a detailed system of benevolent spirits or angels, Yazadas, who serve Ahura Mazda, and malevolent demons, Devas, who serve Angra Mainyu. This dualistic view of the spiritual world, with a clear hierarchy of good and evil beings. The dominance of Zoroastrianism in Persia came to an end with the Arab Islamic conquest in the mid-7th century CE. The Sasanian Empire weakened by long wars with the Byzantine Empire. Internal strife fell relatively quickly to the advancing Muslim armies. The defeat at the Battle of Al-Qadisiyah in 636 CE was a turning point, leading to the collapse of Sasanian rule. The last Sasanian king, Yazdegerd III, became a fugitive, was eventually killed in 651 CE, symbolizing the end of an era and the end of Zoroastrianism as an imperial religion. Under the new Islamic rule, Zoroastrians were officially considered people of the book, Ahl al-Kitab, similar to Jews, similar to Christians. Sometime between the 8th and 10th centuries CE, they chose to leave their ancestral homeland in search of a new place to practice their faith freely. They set sail from the port of Hormuz, traveling across the Arabian Sea. According to their own tradition recorded in the Qissa-i Sanjan story of Sanjan, they landed on the coast of Gujarat in India. This migration marked the beginning of a new chapter for the faith and the birth of the Parsi community in India. Upon arriving in Gujarat, the Zoroastrian refugees sought permission to settle from the local Hindu ruler, Jadi Rana. The Qissa-i Sanjan tells a famous story about their meeting. The king showed them a bowl of milk filled to the brim. The Zoroastrian priest added a spoonful of sugar without spilling a drop. The gesture meant they would enrich and sweeten the local community. The king was impressed and granted them refuge with conditions. They agreed to adopt the local language and local dress. This small group became known as the Parsis, Persians. They established Sanjan, named after their Iranian hometown. They integrated into Indian society while preserving their religious identity. They built their first fire temple in India. They consecrated the Atash Behram, a sacred fire that still burns. For centuries, they lived as farmers in Gujarat. They maintained religious practices in relative isolation. They thrived under local rulers' protection and formed a close-knit community. Fortunes changed with European, especially British, arrival. Parsis' skills and reputation made them valuable intermediaries. Many moved to Bombay, now Mumbai. There they excelled as merchants, shipbuilders, bankers, industrialists. By the 19th century, they were one of India's most prosperous communities. They pioneered industrial development and founded dynasties: Tata, Godrej, Wadia. They led in philanthropy, education, social reform. They built hospitals, schools, and charities for all communities. They helped shape modern Mumbai and contributed to India's independence movement. The Parsis' story is one of resilience and success. From refugees to an influential community, they held fast to their ancient faith. Today, Zoroastrianism is a minority faith with a global population estimated to be between 100,000 and 200,000 people. The largest community is the Parsis in India, concentrated mainly in Mumbai. Another significant group is the Iranis, Zoroastrians who remained in Iran. In recent decades, migration has led to diaspora communities: North America, the United Kingdom, Australia, and other parts of the world. The faith is facing challenges, including low birth rates and assimilation, but communities are actively working to preserve their heritage for future generations. There are around 150 fire temples worldwide, with the majority located in India. The highest grade of sacred fire, the Atash Bairam, is housed in only 8 temples in India. Worship in Zoroastrianism is centered on prayer and reverence for the creations of Ahura Mazda. Zoroastrians celebrate several festivals throughout the year. The most important is Nowruz, which marks the spring equinox and the Persian New Year. It is a time of renewal, joy, and celebration, symbolizing the ultimate victory of light over darkness and life over death. Families gather to share special meals and set up a decorative table known as the Haft Sin, which includes 7 items starting with the letter S in Persian, each symbolizing a hope for the new year. Other festivals commemorate the seasons and honor the divine spirits associated with different aspects of creation: water, earth, and plants, reinforcing the faith's deep respect for nature. Despite its small numbers, Zoroastrianism's core message of free will, moral responsibility, and the active pursuit of good remains powerful and relevant. It is a faith that has survived for over 3,000 years, weathering the rise and fall of empires and enduring periods of both glory and persecution. Its story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring power of its central belief: that every individual has the capacity and the duty to choose goodness,